Hey, welcome back to the lecture. So, in previous lecture, we completed this topic in which I explained you the library installation process. Okay, and I hope that every single thing that we discussed in this particular topic is now clear to you. Okay. Now, in this lecture, we are going to start with this topic, which is library modification process. Okay. So, in this particular lecture, I am going to show you how we can modify the library as per our requirement. Okay. I told you that whenever we install a third-party library, it might happen that the symbol and the footprint may be in some other way, or we might not be happy with the symbol and footprint. So in that case, we may need to do the changes in the symbol and in the footprint. Okay. So how to do the changes in the symbol and how to do the changes in the footprint, I'm going to explain that in this particular lecture. Okay. So let's start with this lecture now, Introduction to Library Modification Process. Alright, so in order to do the changes in the symbol and footprint, first of all, we need component. Okay, so for that, I will go to the add parts, and here I'm going to show you the demonstration on this particular component, which is ATmega 328. Okay, so this IC actually we are not using in our design, or this IC is not present in the design. So I have just included this particular library in this Eagle software just to show you the demonstration. Okay, so I will select this particular component, and after that I will click on OK. And then I am going to place it here. So after that I will click escape and then cancel. So first of all, let me enable the grid. So here I will click on display and then OK. So if you observe this particular symbol, you will see that on top right corner, the VCC pins are there. So this is basically ATmega 328 is a microcontroller. Okay. And in microcontroller, we generally keep the VCC pins of the microcontroller on the top right corner. Okay. So this is basically okay from symbol point of view. And again, the ground pin will be there on the bottom right corner. Okay. So these two things are actually okay for the symbol. If you observe this particular symbol, this is basically port B, okay, of this microcontroller. Then this is port C and this is port D. Now, if you observe this port, you will see that they have just named these particular ports in the symbol. So port B0, port B 0th pin, port B 1st pin, they have actually not defined what's the functionality of this particular port or this particular pin or this particular pin in this symbol. Okay, so actually we need to define the functionality of that particular pin in the symbol. Okay, like for example, if you see here, port C 6th pin, the functionality of this particular pin is reset. So actually they have defined it here. But for rest of the pins, they have actually not defined. Okay, you know, whenever we use a symbol of a particular component, for example, let's say microcontroller in this case, then we have to define the functionality that we are going to use for, let's say, this particular pin, or let's say we are using this pin, then we have to define the functionality of that particular pin there. Okay, but in this symbol, if you observe, they have not defined the functionality. Okay, so we will have to do the changes in the symbol now, and prior to that, first of all, we should know what are the different functionality which are provided by these pins of this microcontroller. So for that, you will have to go to the datasheet. So you have to go to this particular link, or you can just search on Google ATmega 328 datasheet. Okay, and then you will find this particular link, and you have to click on this, and then this is basically the datasheet of ATmega 328. And then if you see, you have to go to this section, pin configuration section, and this is basically the package that we are using in our design. Okay, so it's a TKFP32 package. So 32 pins are there in this particular symbol. Now, if you see here, they have actually defined the functionality for each and every pin of this microcontroller. Okay, so for example, PD1, if you see, the functionality possessed by this particular pin is it's going to act as a TXD pin, transmit pin, and it's going to act as a PCINT pin. If you don't know what exactly this is, you don't need to bother about that, because right now we are just discussing that these are the functionality possessed by this particular pin. Okay, so we will have to include, for example, if you are using this particular pin as a TXD pin of of the microcontroller, or if you are using this particular pin as a RxD pin of microcontroller, then you should include that in your design, okay, or in your symbol. Again, if you see here, let's consider this pin. This is PB6 and PB7 pin. These are basically the crystal pins, or these are the functionality which are possessed or provided by these two pins, okay. So if you are connecting an external crystal on these two pins, you can see here it provides a provision to connect an external crystal on these two pins, then you should include the extal1 and extal2 in this symbol, okay. So now let's do the changes. Let's consider we are connecting crystal on these two pins, so let's do the changes as per our requirement in the symbol. So PB6 will be extal1 and PB7 will be extal2. So in order to do the changes in this particular symbol, what you have to do, you have to right click on this plus icon, and after that you have to click on open symbol, okay. And here actually we can do the changes as per our requirement, and these are all the tools that we can use to do the changes in the symbol. So first of all, what I am going to do, actually if you see this symbol is quite small, so we have to edit these names here. So we will have to increase the length of this symbol, okay. So first of all, I am going to select this option, move option, and I am going to move the border of this symbol like this, okay. And again I will increase the height like this, and let's align all these pins of this symbol. So in order to move all these pins on this edge, I'm going to use this option which is move, and then right click, move group, and then I will place it here like this, okay. So after that, I'm going to move this particular, this is basically the name, okay, this is name of the IC, okay, or this is basically the symbol. If you see here, this name is actually not on the grid, okay. So you have to press the control button, then you will be able to place it on the grid. In the same way, if you see here, this value of this particular symbol is not on the grid. So again you have to press the control button, and then automatically it will come on the grid, okay. After that, again I will place this ground pin, okay, ground pin on this edge of this symbol. All right, let me move this entire symbol above. So all the pins of this symbol I'm going to move above. So move group, and then I will place it here like this, okay. Now let's do the changes in the description of this particular pin PB6. So here I will go to properties, and here I will add extal1. After that, apply. So you can see here now the description of that particular pin is there. So again I will go to the properties of this pin, and here I will write extal2 and apply, and then OK. So we have provided the functionality to these two pins, okay. Now in the schematic, when we will draw the schematic, when we will use this particular symbol in the schematic, at that time we are going to connect the external crystal on these two pins. But if you see, the distance between these two pins are actually very small, okay. So we will have to increase the distance between these two pins. So basically I am telling you what's the procedure, and as per your requirement, okay, you can do the changes in the in this particular symbol. So I'm just explaining you some of the changes which in order to make you habitual to this particular process. So likewise I can increase the distance between these two pins, extal1 and extal2, okay. So a distance of this much, 4 grids is actually enough in order to place a crystal here. After that, again I told you that let's say we are using PD1 and PD0 as a TXD pin and RXD pin. So let's do the changes. So PD1 will be TXD. So where is PD1? So PD1 will be TXD. So let's go to the properties and let's edit here, okay, and then I will apply, okay. And after, again PD2 will be I think it was PD2 or it was PD0. So PD0 I'm going to edit it to RXD, and after that I will click on apply and then OK. So likewise you have to do the changes in the symbol as per your application. As we are going to connect crystal here, so we should include extal1 and extal2 here. We are going to use these two pins of this microcontroller as a TXD and RXD. That's why we included the TXD and RXD here. Again, after that, if you see, this is basically the center point of this particular symbol. Okay, so you should always keep it in the center. So it's actually not in the center. So I'm going to click on this option, group option, and after that left click, drag, and then I'm going to bring this symbol in the center. So move, then right click of the mouse, move group, and now let's bring this symbol in the center. Okay, let's consider that this is the center. Okay, now we have done the changes in the symbol. So you will have to do some more changes as per your application. So here my purpose was just to show you that how you can do the changes in the symbol. Okay, so this is basically the procedure to do the changes. Now you just have to click on save, and then you have to close this particular window. Okay, and now if you see here, if you observe this symbol, the changes are not yet reflected in this particular symbol. So what you have to do, you have to again go to add parts. Okay, and then again you have to select the Atmega 328 component there. So let's look for Atmega 328. So this is the Atmega 328 IC, and now let's click on OK. Now if you see this particular dialog box, it's saying that a different version of device set Atmega 328-AU is already present in this file and need to be updated. Okay, to update with new version, so we have to click on yes. Okay, and now if you observe this particular symbol, so first of all let me escape and then cancel. So if you observe this particular symbol, you will find that the changes are now reflected, okay, in this symbol. The description is included, Xtal1 and Xtal2. Okay, so let me move this particular name of this. So again I will press Ctrl to make it on grid, and again here I am going to press Ctrl to keep it on the grid. Okay, so this is how basically you need to do the changes in the symbol. Okay, now let's generate the layout, okay, for board file for this particular schematic, and let's do the changes. Let me show you how to do the changes in the footprint of this Atmega 328. So this is how the footprint of Atmega 328 IC look like, and first of all let me enable the grid here. Okay, and after that click on OK. Now if you observe this particular footprint, everything is okay, but I have a habit of creating a silk screen around the around the IC. So if you see this particular footprint, let me show you on the manufacturing tab. So when you will receive the PCB, okay, when you will receive the PCB, this is how the footprint and the outline on the PCB is going to look like. Okay, so if you see this white line, it's actually inside the microcontroller. Okay, whenever I use the TQFP package, at that time I don't want this kind of silk screen on this particular component. So actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to close this one, and after that I'm going to change the silk screen of this particular component. One more thing that I want to tell you here is, when we create the symbol for a particular component, there is one standard which is called as IPC standard. Maybe you might have heard this. What exactly this is? You basically have to create the symbol as per the IPC standard, but most of the times, not all the footprints or symbol will be according to the IPC standard. So this is like VCC pins of the microcontroller should be on the top right corner, and the ground pins. So this is basically part of IPC standard. Okay, again when we create the symbol of a microcontroller, we will have to create place all the digital pins of the microcontroller on one side, and then analog on one side. So this is basically part of IPC standard. I forgot to tell you one thing, the full form of IPC. So IPC basically stand for Institute of Printed Circuit. Okay, so there are different rules for designing the PCBs, okay, and the electronics. So all those rules actually comes under the IPC standard. Okay, so whenever you create a product, okay, in order to match the standards of the industry, okay, we follow the IPC standard. Okay, so everybody who will design the PCB or will create the product is going to follow the IPC standard. Okay, based on the IPC standard, we basically do the changes in this symbol and this footprint. So that thing I wanted to tell here. Okay, so here again I'm going to show you how to change the cell screen of this particular footprint. So for that, I will first of all maximize this, and let me change the grid to let me change it to 0.01, and after that, okay. Let me decrease it to 0.05. Okay. And now here what I am going to do, I am going to delete this entire cell screen. Cell screen is nothing but, you can see this is white color line on the PCB. So basically it will be visible on the PCB. So this we call it as cell screen. Okay, even this one is cell screen, this notch is cell screen. So I'm going to change the cell screen of this PCB, of this component. So I will delete this first one. Okay, first of all you have to right click on this center point. Okay, and after that you have to click on open footprint. Okay, and here you have to do the changes. So again here I'm going to change the grid, so inch 0.05, and after that I will click on OK. And now let me delete this first of all. So I'm going to delete this one, okay, and again this line and this line. Okay, you know, whenever a person who will solder this particular component or this IC on the PCB, actually this cell screen is going to guide him to place that particular IC on the PCB. Okay, so for that we are going to draw a cell screen which will actually guide him to place the IC on this footprint. And whenever I draw a cell screen around the component, or this is, you can consider this as a standard, lot of people follow this. Okay, the thickness of the line that you will use, it's going to be 0.2 millimeter. Okay, so for that, first of all I will change the grid to millimeter. After that I will click on OK, and then I'm going to change the width to 0.2. After that enter, and then let's place the guide here. So okay, so 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 and this 4. So 1 2 3 4 and 1 2 3 4. So this is how I am going to keep around the microcontroller. Okay, so this particular package, you know, whenever you deal with this kind of package, TQFP or LQFP package, whether it's a 64 pin package, 32 pin package, or 128 pin package, okay, in that case you can create the cell screen like this. So this is basically a standard. Okay, and I'm going to create the cell screen like this. And again we have to check, we have to maintain the consistency here. Okay, so 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Okay, so I will actually move it here on the left hand side and like this. Okay, great. So now they are actually symmetric. Okay, in the same way I am going to do it here. So 4 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Okay, and in the same way here also. So let's do it. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Okay, so this is how basically you do the changes, and after that just click on save and then close it. Okay, now again if you see, the changes are not yet reflected in the component. Okay, or on the footprint. So for that, again what you have to do, you have to go to add parts. Okay, after that again select that particular component. So here again I will select Atmega 328, and then after that I will click on OK, and again we got the same dialog box. So it's saying a different version of device set Atmega 328 is already present in this file and need to be updated. Okay, to update with new version. So we have to click on yes, and then after that it's actually asking or telling us that the library update has been modified and please run the DRC rule check. Okay, so actually if you see here there is a DRC rule check in the board file. So we have to do the design rule check, and right now let's not deal with that particular thing. Let's continue, or let's complete this particular topic first. So in order to get rid of this particular symbol which is stuck to this pointer, I'm going to click on escape, and then after that I'm going to click on cancel. Okay, now if you see, we have done the changes in the symbol. Along with that, we have also done the changes in the footprint of the microcontroller. Okay, and if I have to show you on the this manufacturing window, then you can see this is how the cell screen is going to look like on the PCB. So this is how you can do the changes in the symbol and the footprint as per your requirement. Okay, so I hope that every single thing that we discussed here is now clear to you, and Alright, so with that we have completed this particular topic of this section, and along with that we have completed this Eagle software section. Okay, and I hope that you enjoyed this particular section and every single thing that we discussed in this particular lecture is clear to you. And if you still have any kind of doubt related to any of the lecture, then definitely you can reach to me and I will help you with that. Okay, alright, so now I will see you in next section.